Have you ever seen anybody who really, really, truly wants kids? I mean, who generally love kids? Because most women, they think kids are cute. And they like kids and maybe even love kids. But a lot of people only want kids because their sister has one. Their best friend have one. Or they look on TV, the celebrities have one. So, does that make you a follower? Because you believe that's the most fashionable thing to do? Is to have a kid just so you can say you have one? So the peer pressure can stop? And then when you have them, you see what the hard work is. You see how hard it is to really have one, and you start crying. And for some reason, you turn around and you blame the man. Isn't that the way life is? You're angry, so you put it off on the guy. Because maybe he's having a tough time. And the only reason why you really wanted to have 3, 4, and 5 kids is because your aunt or your sister have them. And you don't want to feel like an outsider or feel strange. That peer pressure is something. It can make you have an emotional breakdown because you want to follow what everybody else is doing just so you can be accepted in life. Just so you can feel like somebody. Even though is that truly what you really want? Remember how your love life was. Remember how great everything was before all the kids and the family and the stress came in. You were so in love, but when you start going to the parties and the baby showers, the peer pressure came in. Why you don't have a kid yet? You're supposed to have 2, 3 kids by now. I want you to feel the pressure and the stress of having kids. I'm tired of you being in love and having fun with your life. I don't want to see that. I want to see you miserable like me. And it makes you think, wow, is this something I really want? Because if I don't have any kids, people are going to look at me and ask me questions all the time, and I don't want that.
I hate kids. Way. They ask stupid questions.
Like this guy here. He's letting you know how he feel about kids. He goes on for 2 hours just like this.
Everyone thinks they're cute.
And I'm only just taking a few excerpts. But this guy really doesn't like kids.
They don't know how to eat properly.
And he's telling you why.
The really smart
And it's pretty shocking because I actually like kids. But I know it's a lot of hard work. But that's the way society is. You want to be a follower. You want to follow what everybody else is doing so you can be accepted. So you can so-called be normal. And it makes you want to scream. It makes you get frustrated. To make you want to holler. I'm sure we've all heard of the herd mentality. The herd mentality is when you see certain people walking a certain way, and you just figure that you have to walk the same way everybody else walks. Followers. You just follow the crowd, follow the herd. But you all end up going to a place maybe you don't want to go to because you don't really know where you're going. You're just following the herd, following the crowd. That's where a lot of followers come from. You could just be walking down the street, just enjoying the day, and you just see certain people just walking as a group somewhere, and you figure you got to do the same thing. It's already programmed in your mind that, hey, look at this crowd. Let me keep walking where they're walking. And you look up, you're in a herd full of people walking a certain way. And you look up, you may be in a Black Lives Matter march and don't even know it. You're marching because you see everybody else marching. So you start building up a crowd. Then you start getting angry. And you say, hey, everybody's upset. So I'm going to be upset. Not even realize what you're upset about. That's why you always got to be focused. You never want to be a follower. You always want to be a leader. But the herd mentality that's been going on for centuries is you always follow the leader. And you look up, you're marching, you're following, the crowd's getting bigger and bigger until the police are involved. And then you realize, hey, I'm in something pretty big here. But let me keep following that crowd. I don't know where they're going. I don't even know why they're marching. But I'm caught up in the herd mentality where I'm just following everybody else. Because that's the way I was raised. To be a follower, to envy other people, look at other people and try to follow them. And that's the mistake a lot of us make. We don't have a lot of leaders in the world. Most of us are followers by nature. So what we do, we follow everybody in the crowd. Then if they start doing bad things, we start doing bad things. And don't even know the reason why. Have you ever looked at a movie and just say, hey, it inspired you to just follow what the movie did? You know, you see gangster movies, all of a sudden you want to be a gangster. I remember a movie called Training Day. I watched that and all of a sudden I wanted to go out there and be a gangster. I remember that movie inspired other people to be brave and approach gangsters.
Pull that gun at me, man.
And then everybody in the world was thinking they could shoot gangsters. I even had people so brave that they thought they could beat up Darth Vader. Imagine that. That's why you always got to watch when you follow people, because you can get hurt doing that, thinking you can do extraordinary things. I remember I was following a car one day and it took me to a drive-in theater. And I said, you know what, let me just relax and watch a movie here. And I was hooked ever since. Imagine following this guy. There are people that's so influenced and love to follow people, they will follow someone like this, thinking he's the new Messiah. But guess what? This guy ended up killing everybody that he came around. He was the wrong leader to follow. Because there's nothing wrong with following a leader. But you got to be careful. Because when you're a follower and you love to follow people, you can follow the wrong guy. And this guy took him to hell. David Koresh. We all remember him. He was so influenced by Jesus Christ and by saving people to where he thought he was the Messiah. And he got a lot of followers to follow him to hell. And who can ever forget Jim Jones? That's why you gotta be careful being a follower, because you can follow the wrong person.
Well, I'm Coach Boone. I'm gonna tell you all about how much fun you're gonna have this season. This is no democracy. It is a dictatorship. I am the law. Get the fuck out of here.
What?
Don't talk to me, don't look at me, just pick your ass up out of that Italian leather chair and get the fuck out of this room, right now. Come on, let's go, Schleprock. Out.
You got to remember, when you walk up on leaders, you're going to know, because leaders, real leaders, are tough people. They're not just followers who are going to follow a car in a circle just because they think it's fun. A real follower is going to follow a tough leader that's going to put him in line and let him know what time it is. Because there's always a difference between following a leader and, say, following a female that you're in love with. You know, I have a nasty habit of this. I followed women, and it done took me down to destruction. And most men, weakness is women. Most men will follow women rather than follow God. They will follow women, and women will tell them everything they want to hear, just because of their body or the way they look or smell. A guy's always going to follow a woman. They said about 83% of men follow women. And the other percentages are alphas. But it's not that many alphas in the world. Only beta men and simps. So men are always going to follow women because they think that they can get something out of them. Sex, be able to touch their body, be able to get that love that they want from a woman. So a guy is weak when it comes to women. A woman can tell a guy anything and he's going to do it. And it's all about persuasiveness, temptation. The way a woman's body is, it's going to make a man crumble every time. And a lot of people don't know that when you follow a real leader that has the power of God on his side, the women will fall. They will fall for you. Because women really want to follow a real strong leader that's going to have that holy power on his side.
As you wish.
And not the devil. Because the devil can be persuasive. People follow him too.
Just the two of us.
You gotta understand. The devil has powers also, and a lot of people follow the devil right straight to hell. And sometimes don't even know it. That's why you gotta be careful. You just gotta go ahead and just shake hands, forgive people, love people, ask for forgiveness, and move on. No matter how you shake hands, however you do it, just give them that mighty man male crush, that hard handshake, and say, I'm sorry, buddy, and move on. This is Egg Dog 8. See you in the next video.